Okay, welcome back to another Mac Trains. It is the thing I've been putting off the longest, which is attempting to get HM7000 working in my Class 08. I've got the new small Stay Alives, TT120 friendly Stay Alives from DCC Concepts A model. That's really been the catalyst to get this going. If it'll work with these, then hopefully these being so small will make this easier. I know that Richard at This Way Works, he can do this. I suspect that Peachy can do this, but can you and I? That's what we're going to try and find out. To ease myself into it, first of all, I'm going to fit one to the Class 50, see how that goes. That's the first part of the video. Then we'll have a go at the Class 08, and we'll see what happens from there. Fingers crossed. Okay, so A models, these are the new small decoders, small Stay Alives for the HMDC system, HM7000 chips rather, and these are specifically designed to be TT120 friendly. So, order the 3-pack, just arrived today, simple blister pack. This is in some ways their second attempt. They had ones before that were smaller than Hornby's, but not quite small enough. So there we are. Neatly packaged. Just gently peel them out. And they come with a plug on the end, 3-pin plug I think it is for these decoders. So we'll put the rest back away where they were. Okay, so what did we do? Well, first of all, got the body off the 50. This is the first time I've had the body off, so others will show you how to do this better. You do have to wiggle the bogies a wee bit to get the screws, but then it comes away. Do remember to undo the little wire detail at each end. And that's what we're working with. I'm just trying to figure out how to fit it on into the chip, slightly off camera. That's where the Stay Alive goes, in there. With my fingers, I needed the tweezers. But that's quick and easy. That gets the thing up and running, and that's you done all the wiring that's required to be done. There we go. That's it connected. Okay, just to show that to you. Yep, okay. Right. In fact, maybe it will be easier that way around. So, give it some time to charge up the capacitor fully. And let's just okay, so we have some sound. Haven't wrecked anything, obviously. Now, if I take it off, how long will it last for? Ready? Let's go. So nearly 10 seconds by my counting in my head. Very technical. There's something there. There we go. Okay, so it's on 10. Save again. 5, 7. 10 seconds of sound connectivity. What about both? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, trying to now put it back into place. Just attaching a little bit of black tack. A la Peachy is how he put it, so I'm just following his example. He always managed to tuck the wires in so neatly. How do people do that? My wires end up all over the place. But anyway, a little bit more black tack, holding it down, tucking it in, not difficult. It took a little bit of time, but it's not complicated, it's not terrifying, there's no danger of causing any damage really, and that just clips then over neatly. Yeah. So here's the 08 running on DC, and it runs nicely, but it's not a crawler. It's not really a shunter to me. Other folks have got theirs running nicely. I am using a Gauge Master, it's a decent controller. It'll move perfectly well, but I want it to be better. Let's see what we can do. So this is the 08 apart, all ready to go. What needs to be done? First of all, you're going to get rid of some of the existing gubbins. So the top carrier and the blanking pin and the 6-pin connector as well. So, and you need to make space. This is the sort of thing I was doing a lot of in small amounts. It seemed for a long time just gently easing it bit by bit. It was quite torturous, to be honest. It caused me some anxiety, but this is the only way to make that chip fit in the body. That's the sound I was listening to all the day. Clean it out, try and get rid of as much of the shavings as possible. Tap them out, suck them out, blow them out, whatever works. Make sure they're not still in there when your motor begins spinning away properly. And that's roughly what you're left with. It doesn't fit at a flat. Don't try and keep going to get it flat. It won't go in flat. You have to have it at an angle. And you have to remove also the top motor housing and really have it either glued down or friction fitted into place. But that's what you're left with, something like that. As it turned out, I didn't have enough, so I had to come back to it a bit more. That's where I was working up. It's because of an angle. It's sort of 1/3 up the way the body on one side and right down the corner on the other side. That's to give you the optimal space advantage to have a chance of getting it in. So that's really how it was going. I'll come back and show you this little tool later on. It's an excellent little tool. And I found it quite easy to work with, even if it was scary to work with. Little stone head there just to rub away piece by piece. And it took a lot of time. And this is obviously sped up, what, 4 times faster than it needs to be. So there you are. Now you're going to take away the electric. So you're going to take off the top housing and then go back and desolder all of these existing wires basically. Remove them completely from what's there, including the connections to the motor. Try to remember which way around the motor is, makes it easier to get everything back in the right place, but that's what you're working with. These are the very small solder pads you've got to work with. This is not a plug and play solution. That's removing the upper motor housing. That's actually a metal weight, so that's got a bit of weight too. You're losing a bit of weight then by what you're doing here. I couldn't find another way of working it. So, it does have the positive side marked on the motor, which is helpful for resoldering stuff up again. You can see that clearly marked on the end. These are the 2 pads now with the new track connections. Okay, moment of truth. They're showing connected, of course it's still the green class 08 because it was originally from the Bachmann. But here it is. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Hey. This then is the body as I had it left it eventually. Can't really see all that was done there, but there was a fair bit of material taken out. And that's the wiring as it was done. You can see the sugar cube speaker in the front. Fitting it all together, losing a lot of detail in the cab. That was necessary for me. Others might manage a better solution. Okay, time to find out. Proof is in the pudding. So still down as green class 08, haven't changed that yet. Let's see if it connects. It does. Okay, I like that. Shall we try and move it? Yes, 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 yes. I'm a happy bunny. Better not be a silly bunny and put it off the edge, but you know. There she is, beautifully. Slow it right down. And bring it back away. So that's speed step 3. For those who wonder if we can crawl in TT, we can. Right. Try some sound. So we'll use the AFC. Set quite low, but I prefer it quite low to be honest. There we go. Finger on the brake, release the brake, and away she goes. And of course I forgot to find out how long it stays on for after it's taken off. So it's sat there, the capacitor should be charged up. These are not the full Hornby ones, they're the much smaller AE models, DCC concept ones. But it's turning away. I'm going to move it to maybe 10 on the controller. Let it get up to speed and then lift it off. And we'll see what it does. It's actually quite a crackly sound because you haven't got the enclosure now, you've just got the Sugar Cube speaker itself. Okay, so that's it going. I'll get a few seconds. I'm going to take it off now. I made that 6 seconds. That should be plenty to get out of the way of any trouble in your layout. Great, happy with that. Just a PS on this, it was a little of Aldi's tool. It's cordless, it's very neat to work with, much light in the hand than a traditional Dremel I found. Like that a lot. This is what I had left over, quite a bit really, and that's obviously losing weight. So be aware of that as well. Some detail has to come out to make it all work. That is not for the faint-hearted. A couple of times there I thought I'd really blown it. I wouldn't recommend doing this. If truth be told, I wouldn't recommend doing this to an 08. Class 50, absolutely on you go. Fill your boots. An 08, no, not yet. Wait till the smaller chip comes out. It can be done, but I did not enjoy doing it, and I did think I'd ruined the model on a number of occasions. Don't know how others did it, but I was literally using just feel to get a gauge of how close I was to rubbing away completely at the sides of the 08 internally to make space for the chip. And that felt very uncomfortable. And then also I thought I completely messed up the soldering. What you didn't see there was a time when I had it on the track, a test track, when it still had the body on, just pieces soldered in place, and nothing was happening. Nothing. Not a glimmer of life from the chip. At that point, my heart was my boots, and I left it for a day. Took a long time to figure out what I'd done wrong there. And of course, hadn't turned on the power brake. That's what I'd done wrong. But between going wrong and figuring that out, I desoldered everything I'd already soldered, and second time round it didn't want to solder up anywhere near as quickly or as nicely as the first time round, of course. So lesson learned, double check all the obvious things before you start mucking around. But I genuinely was chuffed at the end there to get this thing going. And yeah, the sound is not brilliant because it is just a speaker. There's no enclosure. It's a bit rattly. I'm not greatly troubled by that. I tend to the sound very low. In fairness, the recording actually amplifies it, if anything. It isn't as jarring to the ear as it is to the microphone. But I tend to have my sound volume down at about 12-15% anyway. I preferred sort of trying to scale it to the model itself almost. So it's doable. It's very, very doable, but it's not pleasantly doable. And if you're not willing to risk losing your model and ruining your model, then don't do it. If you're not reasonably competent, which I'm not, but I got away with it, don't do it. But it can be done, and it works, and I'm a happy bunny. And the Stay Alive does help. I mean, the shunting on the 08 now is a joy. So maybe something on that to follow, to actually have some trains running rather than just me mucking around looking at things all the time. So thanks very much for watching. Do remember, hopefully not too far away, Peachy and I have got an interview with Hornby, with Martin and with George. So we're looking forward to that, and more to come, I'm sure. Thanks very much for watching.